G'day everyone, welcome back to Pint Party, the Twitch channel designed to turn a game and gimmick into a tax write-off. I'm John McLeish. And today I genuinely have no idea what we're going to do. That's not true. We're playing Exapunks, but I don't know what puzzle we're going to do because the next thing we need to do is a cutscene with our neighbour who is kind of having a bit of a weird moment because on one hand, they were working a crappy job at a convenience store, and then suddenly they had to deal with like a bunch of angry customers who were like, "I bought a peanut bar that had no peanuts. What is this? What kind of scam are you pulling here, mate?" And you know she was just like, "I make minimum wage. I have no idea. The peanut bars come in, I put them on the shelf. That's all I have to do with it." But anyway, so they had to deal with the angry customer, which sucks. But then their convenience store became the hottest spot, the number one social spot in the whole city, on a website rating app that I don't remember the actual in-game name of, but let's call it I Can't Believe It's Not TripAdvisor. And they got promoted to manager, which is nice. It's more money. It's I theoretically better hours, because they can set the shifts, so maybe they can give themselves nicer shifts that work with their schedule, but maybe the pay's still not great, so they're maybe still working two jobs. I don't know. So, yeah. Kind of curious to see what Isadora has for us in store today, because I have absolutely no idea what's going on, except for the little teaser we've got here. Speak with your neighbor again and learn something troubling. That doesn't make me feel good because I feel like Isadora's had a rough go of it as it is. And, hopefully the next puzzle is let's do something nice for Isadora, because I want to do something nice for Isadora. Like maybe we break back, we break back into Equity First Bank and we like hook her up with like $1 million or something, All right, well, no sense in dancing around it. Let's find out what's going on.
Hey, I'm not bothering you, am I?
Not in the slightest. Isadora looks upset. Did something happen? No. People just generally look upset all the time. It's just that kind of a world.
You remember I used to work for Last Stop? Started as a cashier, worked my way up?
Sure do.
I always knew they were close-knit.
They were... Okay.
But I found out it's much worse than that.
Alright, Nat, you're losing me here.
It's a full-on cult.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yes, right, I understand.
I don't just mean everyone believes in the company. They believe the whole world isn't real.
Yep, that's pretty culty. That's cult-like. Cult-ish? What is the adjective for something that describes a cult? I don't know that word. I don't even know if there is cult-like, I guess, is what I would ascribe to it, much like god-like, something that is likening unto a god. Something that is likening unto a cult would be cult-like, I guess. But they believe the whole world isn't real. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't mind reading their pamphlet. No, I'm not saying I want to buy into their cult. What I'm saying is that, like, some of these zany, crazy ideas are kind of wild. I mean, they're wild. Some of the wild fiction that gets spun. It's kind of like, I mean, I like reading fiction. I'd be interested in a pamphlet if you've got like a 3-page, if you've got like a fold out. Like, I don't want a book. I don't want a novel. I just want like a 3-page fold out. If you've got one of them, like, shoot it my way, please.
They say we're all trapped in some kind of fake reality. I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay. So they're the Matrix people. Got it. Fake reality? That sounds oddly familiar. Oh my god. You metagaming again? You metagaming? Seriously? Right here? You're gonna break that fourth wall? Yes, this is a video game. Thank you. Or are you just like full on Elon Musk and being like, it's all a hologram. It's all holograms. Holograms all the way down. Has someone told me this before? Oh, okay, right. So the main character's having a Matrix moment. Right, okay, got it.
I wouldn't care if that's all they believed.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Yeah, you know, it's like buttholes. Everybody has an opinion.
The real problem is they think they can force their way out with a big enough explosion.
A big enough explosion of what? Because if it's marketing or advertising, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's everybody. Every business tries to do that. But if it's something a little more physical, then we may have a problem.
So they're refining material to make a bomb. A nuclear bomb.
Yeah, that's pretty problematic. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if they were just being like, we're going to do a huge marketing push, and there's even a thing, it's called like high intensity marketing or something. I can't remember the exact phrase, but I learned about it in advertising class. I'd be like, yeah, well, I mean, you know, they got some zany ideas, but like, whatever. Like, it's a free country. But no, that's not good. That's not good. So 7-Eleven's making nukes. Okay, that's actually pretty damn cyberpunk. Oh my god, that's wild. Think about that. Just think about that idea. A chain of convenience stores, the place you go to at 3 a.m. because everywhere to buy overpriced milk because everywhere else is shut, is making weapons of mass destruction. That's nuts. Not unlike the nuts that we left out of the peanut bars earlier on in the game. Oh my god. I actually really like this plot hook, like, so much. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Okay, I need to remind myself. I need to remind myself that, like, to hold on to this idea, because I actually really want to use this in a role playing game, like in a tabletop RPG at some point. Oh my god, I think that'd be such a great, like, zany hook. Oh, that's so crazy. Oh my god, I just want to straight up, like, do that. Oh, hey, Cetrus, what's up? Explosion in the USA recently. Do you know what exploded? Oh, here we go. Come on, give me the punchline. I think I know what the punchline is, but go on. Alright, well, while you're typing that in, I'm going to see what Isadora has to say next.
Right next to piles of old snacks.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So they're not just building one, they're just building one in their warehouse. It's just like, yeah, right. Oh, yeah. The sales of it went through the roof. I did hear about that. Like, you know, basically, like, that whole industry is kind of enjoying a golden age because everybody's got nothing better to do than to sit on their couch and eat Doritos. Speaking of Doritos, by the way, I ate, what was it? Cheeseburger flavored Doritos today. Because I was like, all right, what? Because it was just one of those things that, like, turned up. My dad brought it back home because he got them from someone else, and I was like, all right, I'll give them a go. I like Doritos, but I'm a kind of ordinary Doritos kind of a guy. Like, I'm a cheese Doritos man, a cheese Supreme Doritos, I should say. I don't muck around too much with Doritos. I like my corn chips just cheesy. I'm okay with that. I'm a simple man when it comes to Doritos. But I thought, you know what? They're here. We'll try them. They tasted like the cheese Doritos, and then, like, there was like a hint of something else there, of like this little, I don't know what, but it's like that's the burger bit of the cheeseburger. It's like I got the cheese, but I didn't get the burger, or I did, but there was like just this teeny tiny little hint of it. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But I mean, if you want to get like a cheeseburger flavored thing, don't go for cheeseburger flavored Doritos. McDonald's Big Mac sauce is pretty dope. Oh, you mean as in a Dorito flavored one? Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, ooh, Oh, is it? Oh, right. They just straight up sold it in like bottles. Yeah. I mean, that people have kind of like cracked that recipe. I mean, they must sell them everywhere because I know Master Foods sell them, and they're pretty much all over the joint. They sell a thing called burger sauce, which is kind of like Big Mac sauce. It's not the same. I will say that it's not the same, but it's pretty good. Yeah. That's the sauce. Yeah, with small like pickle stuff. Yeah. It's pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. But I just had this crazy thought of like, what if you dipped Doritos in burger sauce or in Big Mac sauce? I reckon that'd be like super dope. That'd be really good, you know, with nacho. Like, especially if you did it like proper nacho style, where you get you get your cheese and you melt it, and then maybe instead of salsa you use burger sauce for like kind of like a non-spicy like variation. Because I like spice, I do, and I love some salsa. I love a good bit of salsa. Love my guac, but some days you're not vibing. Some days you're not vibing on the fire. You're just like, you know what? I just want to have a chill day. And I think like swapping that out with burger sauce would be actually like a really nice thing. But Isadora is standing here in our door, looking at us like an absolute crazy person as we talk about Doritos. Meanwhile, she's saying that like that something strange is afoot at the Circle K. That is an old reference that maybe nobody will get, but I hope people do. Wait, what? Yeah, that's how I feel. Is she serious? I mean, it's pretty wild. Like if I found out that like the local servo around the corner from my house was just like building a nuke in the back, I'd be like, come on, are you serious? Like, so I mean, it's a pretty unbelievable idea. It's not unbelievable. It's crazy. It's not because it's not impossible, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty zany. What is this world? Okay, that was not the next thought I had following on from that, but okay.
I have the number for the warehouse where it's all set up.
Sweet! We can break into that CCTV and get our look-see.
If I give it to you, you could do something, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Say no more. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, I could do something. Yeah, yeah. Can't say what though. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I need to rest. I'm gonna go lie down.
Yeah, you do that. You go lie down. So many questions. Yes, there are a lot of kind of crazy questions there. Last stop. Oh, that's the name of the convenience chain. Last stop. Yeah, last stop. Yeah, something strange is afoot there. A cult and her in the middle of it. I mean, she got promoted into management. She got led into like kind of like through the gates and into kind of like the outer ring of the consortium. Yeah, that's where you kind of see it going on. I just need to take this one moment at a time. You are really struggling to process this. Okay. I'll drive myself crazy if I try to figure it all out. Oh, I see. You're worried you're going to turn into like the Always Sunny meme, like the yeah. I feel that. So what are we going to do next? We got to get more puzzles. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. I knew it immediately. We're going to go and check that out. Oh, here we go. We got chats. So my mum got me one of those data phones. It immediately started acting all slow and hitching up. Ha! Of course. I had a look. Turns out there was a bunch of weird EXAs running on it. So I cleared them off with some EXAs of my own. Wow, my mum thinks I'm great because I fixed her crappy data phone? Aw, that's so nice of you though, I guess. Ooh, that was us. That's a little tiny piece of ember that just got wiped out. I could see that being a big problem. Like a really big problem, because if Ember suddenly get it in their head that they go, hey, these people are like killing pieces of me, which means they're harming me. I need to harm them to protect myself. Then we get like Terminator. That's Skynet right there. We've got the building blocks for Skynet, and that's a bit of a problem. But we gotta kind of manage. We've got a few fires we got to put out at the moment. That's the ember, but right now it literally is embering. It's kind of smoldering. It's like it's threatening to like flare up, but like we're not there yet. So let's like triage this. We got another one over here. We've got the power of 30,000 suns threatening to go off at the local servo. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Oh, and we're gonna do it Stuxnet style. Okay, that's why they're called Last Stop Snacksnet. That's okay. Yeah, right. Okay. I always thought Snacksnet was kind of a weird name, but no. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're gonna take down their centrifuges the way somebody, we don't know who, took down an Iranian nuclear power plant. Okie dokie. Let's do this. Let me see if I understood that correctly. Oh, okay. So you, the super advanced AI, are also struggling with this. Great. Okay, it's nice to know. It's nice to know that we're not alone in this kind of insanity. Last stop, the convenience store chain is actually a front for a cult. That's the bit that wasn't hard to believe for me. That's the bit that was less hard to believe. Many cults have had weird fronts. I mean, I heard of one recently that was like a crazy cult in the 90s, and they had a front as a web design business. They like designed websites for people. So yeah, no, have chain of convenience stores. Yeah, totally. That's the least non-believable bit of the whole thing. They believe the world isn't real and are in the process of creating a nuclear weapon in order to escape it. Yeah, that's where like it kind of goes. It escalates quickly. You know, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. And now you're going to attempt to take care of it yourself instead of alerting the authorities like a normal person. I mean, but like, what do you say? Who do you call? Like, who do you actually call in that situation? I like you can't just call the police. What the heck are the police going to do? It's like, we don't know what to do with this thing. I think at that point you just got to call the army. You know, you got to ring up. But I don't even know what the phone number for the army is. Like, I feel like you just have to call the recruitment line and be like, no, I don't want to like join up. I want to like report. I want to report something. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try. The authorities won't help. Nothing about this. The authorities won't help. They could. It's just, I mean, I feel like time is kind of an issue. Okay, but again, we have to be careful about what choices we pick here. Because we don't want to set it up to be like, you know, I'll just take care of everything myself. Don't need no law, man. It's like, no, that's bad. No, we don't want that, because that leads to Terminator. Let's say we're going to give it a go. I think that's a good start. That's a good, yeah, good. We're going to give it a go. Give it. How heroic of you. Well, go on. Have your fun. Okay. Right. And there. Oh wow, there it is too. Wow, far out. Okay. An array of 5 zip-type gas centrifuges. The Z... Okay, right, through... Yeah, right. Are connected in a cascade configuration. Read each of the register... Alright, okay, there's the register... Oh, I see. So there's the actual... Right. Okay. And determine which centrifuge currently has the highest pressure. Then disable that centrifuge's regulator by writing a value of 0 to its power register. Repeat the process until all 5 regulators have been disabled. Yeah, right. Okay, so it's not quite Stuxnet, but it's similar. So the story behind that was somebody wrote some code. We don't know who, because it has code from kind of everywhere on it when you were trying to analyze it. But basically what it did was it went and found the centrifuges at a power plant, and it turned the fans on the power control units that control how fast these fans spin. That thing also has fans. I think it was that part of it that they targeted. Yeah, basically to keep that computer cool. And no, it wasn't that. No, it was the centrifuge. It was a centrifuge, right? Yeah. And so, instead of turning it off, because if they turn it off, an alarm would go off and say, oh, hey, look, a thing's turned off, that's really bad. They did the other way, and they made it spin up and go really fast, and go so fast that the blades would damage themselves and rip themselves apart. So the whole thing would physically destroy itself, and then, like, of course it gets shut down again, but, like, you know, then you've got to pull the whole thing apart, you've got to clean the whole thing out, because you've got shards of metal everywhere, and you don't want any of that left behind when you put it all back together. So you got to rip the whole thing out, clean it out, and then put a whole brand new one in, because the whole thing's a write-off. It's all buggered. And then you don't just have to do that, you have to rip out the power control unit, because that thing's got a virus on it. So that was that, and it shut down a nuclear plant in Iran. So I think basically we're just doing like the Exapunks version of that, but instead of making the fans spin up, we're going to spin them down. Okay, so what's in these files? Oh, I see. This is just... Yeah, it's just junk. Okay, it's just junk files. They're just like, yeah, inventory. Yeah. But like for the purposes of this puzzle, they're junk files. We don't need them. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What am I gonna need out of my... Do I need either of... I don't think there's gonna be anything in the manual about this because, I mean, theoretically speaking, I don't even think Gast, who writes the thing, has probably worked with this. We're kind of out on the frontiers here of EXA manipulation. Oh, I see. So we can link through. Okay, dope. Cool. But how do we do this? I suppose... So I'm just thinking about like how we do this. So we need to... Okay, so... Read each of the registers. Determine which one has the highest pressure, which they're all the pressure values in there. Disable that centrifuge's regulator. Okay. So what I'm thinking is... This is going to send our activity score up. There's probably... I think what it... Okay. Here's what I think it basically wants you to do. It wants you to go in here, read the values, find the highest one, replicate... and then send that value for... Like, well, it's not send the value, but send the register for, like, which one of these over to another EXA who's already kind of hanging out here, ready to go, and then they jump in, and they... Or no, they're already in here, and they jump around, and they, like, turn stuff off. Until they're all off, and then everything blows themselves up. But I think the easiest way to do it... Well, I mean, I think that's one way of doing it. I think that's maybe... I mean, that's a valid solution, but it's sort of like... I feel like that's way harder to implement. Oh, the text files, it's junk. It's junk. It's just inventory stuff. There's nothing in here that's, like, useful to us. Because, remember, that's how we're getting into... That's how we're accessing all of this. Because it's in the warehouse. They said next to, like, the peanut bars. So the way we're getting into the network is we're getting into the network through the inventory database, and that's giving us access to the rest of the network. So this is just the inventory files, which for all intents and purposes is junk for us. It's not important. But what I think we should do is read the files, find the highest value, and then replicate an EXA and just send that over and have it go to the highest power one, turn that off, blow itself up, and then we just do that whole song and dance again. And we just work our way through it that way. Oh, but the problem... Wait a minute. No, yes. Because... Okay, so I think the problem might be... I think we're going to run into an issue. That'll work for the first one, but I don't know if it'll work for the second one because I don't know what the readout will be on the one that we turn off. So what is... Oh, and they're all turned off. No, what... Okay, so they're all reading 0 when they're turned off. I see. So actually, no, that might not be a problem. Okay, cool. This actually might work. All right, so first thing we need to do, as always, is link 800. That's a kind of classic gambit. And then we want to go into the status section, status host, which is link 799. And now we need to do some reading. So now the way I see it is we just have to unroll this as a loop. Because it's, I mean, I think we have to because these are all keywords. Like, I don't think there's any way to, like, write it out as a loop to go, even though it's ZGC, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't think there's any way to, like, code that in as a variable to go copy, copy hashtag ZGC plus X. Like, I don't think that'll work. We can't, what's that called? It's called... Oh, it actually has a name in programming. Concatenation? That's the word that keeps coming into my brain. I knew it was a big word like that. But basically, a way of combining two values. Sorry, a way of combining two strings. Even though one's an integer, we could convert it to a string and then bung them together. No, it's still concatenation because you can combine integers and strings. You just have to print the integer as a string. Yeah, it's combining two strings. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's basically. I don't think there's a. Yeah, that's. You're right. Yeah, that is what I thought. But I don't think there's any way to do that in Exapunks. Like, I think there's no way to have just the ZGC part as one string, and then make these numbers another string that we can then bolt onto it to then say grab that value. Because if we could, we can make a loop like that. But I don't think we can, so I'm really not going to bother. But I think so hang on. So we're going to call this... Basically, the way I think we should do it is grab this value, compare it against this value. Whoever has the higher value, we write it to X, and basically do like a gladiatorial contest. Whoever's got the higher number ascends into the X value, and that's what we compare against. But except for, but we still need a value to write to, actually. Okay, hang on. So we're going to copy. We'll just do that for the first one then. Copy ZGC 0 to X so that we have something to compare against. Okay, and then we're going to create our gladiator loop. All right. I'm thinking about it as kind of like, it's King of the Hill, really. It's King of the Hill. So let's call it Hank. Hank Hill. Because this is our King of the Hill style of like comparing things. All right. So what Hank's going to do is it's going to test if X is greater than the value of ZGC1. And if it's true, we need to jump into a thing. Oh, damn. That's a problem. Oh dear. That is a problem. Oh, I'd have to create everyone every single individually. Hang on a minute. What's our size limit? Yeah, okay. I mean, we might have to create each one individually. Oh my god, you totally could. You totally could. Yeah, you could, but I want to be able to store the value to find the highest value. That's the thing. Because having, I could do that, you're right. But what I want to do is I want to keep the highest number always. And in this case, if we look at these, the highest number is going to be 4. So I could compare against those two, and then compare like that, and then like that. But then I've got to go through and do that. Basically, I've got to go through every variation of that. I did play Shenzhen. I never finished it, but I did play it. I'm up to, which level am I up to in Shenzhen? I'm up to the level where you make the, where you have to make the scale, the digital scale. That's what I'm up to. Although I'm super rusty, so oh, good. Getting that far into Shenzhen, or yeah. I was slamming my head against that, and then I stopped for months, and then when I picked up, oh really? Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's where I'm up to, and then I'm stuck. Basically, I'm stuck on that level, and I'm even more stuck now because I put it down for a few months, and then when I picked up Exapunks, I decided to go back and play that in my own time, just because I was so excited about playing those kinds of games again. But when you walk away from it for a few months, you then lose there's a complete drain of knowledge. You have no idea what you're doing. So yeah, I wish Zachtronics offered a way to basically reset your progress so you could start a new game. That'd be cool. Especially in Shenzhen IO, because that's what I would have done. I would just reset my progress and just start again. Or even a new game plus mode. No, that would require you to finish the game. But a new game mode where you can just reset your progress, I would have much preferred to do that and then just kind of worked my way back through it again. But I might play that next after we finish Exapunks. I might play Shenzhen IO. So effectively start from 0, and we'll just start at the first level and then like work our way forward. That's just as good. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can just start it over from level 1 with new designs. You can, but like I wouldn't have minded to have like, because there's a little story and there's little things, little emails that pop up and stuff when you complete puzzles and things, and I wouldn't mind having kind of all of that whole thing again. But yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll just start from level 1, I think is what we'll do with that one. Alright. Okay, so we're going to test if X is greater than... So I think this will be our big loop, actually. Oh, this would actually totally... Yeah, actually, no, this will work. Okay. It's true, jump to, and we'll call this... We'll just name it this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of marks. So mark ZGC1. And we're going to make... How many of these are we going to make? Oh, you know what? Actually, here's what we're going to do. This is. I mean, for the first run around, this is stupid. But because I want this to loop consecutive, like constantly for a bit, this is like kind of not dumb. Yeah. So test X is greater than 0, and if true, jump to. Alright, we're just gonna like fully unroll this is what we're gonna do. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do this. 3 and 4. So basically, if any of these ever come up true, it'll go into here, and all of these will more or less have the same code, but the only thing will change is like what it copies from is really the only difference. So what it'll do is if it goes true, it will then copy that register to X and then jump back into Hank Hill. And of course, then that'll then come up true because they're equal, and then it'll just fall through to the next one. So we can then copy that code a bunch of times. Alright, but, well, no, and then we need to do, so if that's for 1, that's for 2, that's for 3, and that's for 4. Okay. And how many times do we want to run through this loop, I guess? Well, no, because every time it'll then just run through, and then once it returns false, basically for everything, then it'll fall out. So that's cool. It's got an automatic, like, kind of like jump fallout. Okay, so then we need to do kind of this for all of these. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, yeah, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's go to 1, this will go to 2, this will go to 3, and this will go to 4. So it'll just loop through that until it finds the biggest number. Because then, if it's not bigger, it'll just fall all the way through. And once it's fallen all the way through, then we can kind of go, okay, oh crap though. Oh. But we don't know what that corresponds to. Okay, so the initial idea here, I think, is pretty solid, but I think we need to change it. We need to do some tweaks to make it fit. I think part of the problem is, basically the problem we now have is, we now have a way of finding the biggest number. We do. The problem is, though, we have no way of communicating that to an EXA. So, like, once we found the biggest number, we then need to go, okay, but what's it equal to? Which I could just make another loop that I just unroll and just go, well, which one is the number equal to? That's the number that it's equal to. Okay, make the exa, give it that. No, don't give it that. We'll give it a value. We'll give it a counter, basically. But we can hard code that value because that's 1 0. So we could have it jump to here, -1, -1, -1, -1, -1 to say if it's here. But like what have you. Yeah, and then we could have it just like, once it reaches 0 in here, then it just turns off the power. So, yeah, okay. This is what happens when you unroll loops. You end up with heaps of code. So I guess we kind of just run through this again, but we now have to test for an equal. Yeah. But that's less, but we don't have to write any corresponding like heaps of code down here. We don't have to do that. So, kind of just copy and paste at this point. And then we just have to swap out a greater than for an equals, because we have to find out which one it actually is. Oh, right, and then we have to get rid of the T jump. We have to change that, but like, that's fine. We'll fix that too. That'll be an equals, that'll be an equals, and that'll be an equals. And then, instead of jumping into this, they'll all jump into the same thing, which will be, we'll call, counter, I guess. I don't know. I'm not feeling super creative with my names today. Although I did just call something Hank Hill, so I don't know. I'm weird. Alright, but these will all go to the same place. Actually. No, they can't all go to the same place. Because again, we need it to copy that value. We needed to send that value through. And this is already getting huge. We're already at 40 out of 100. This is going to get way bigger if I do this. Because I basically have to make a whole series. I do have to make a whole series of these. They can't all go to the same place. Is there a way I can iterate? Is there a way I can iterate? Because I'm wondering if there was a way I could iterate. Like, if I could, like... I mean, I could do that. Add one to somewhere. And then, like, add one to somewhere. Well, okay, we could just do what we did in the last puzzle. And what I did in the last puzzle was I stored a counter in a file. So I didn't create a file. We already had a file that we were already like manipulating anyway. So I just modified that to stick a counter in the first position. We could just do that actually. Yeah. Well. See, the problem with that is that, again, we're writing a lot of code to do that. I mean, I guess we are. Well, yeah, but we don't have to take anything out, actually. You know what? Hang on. So we're just going to make a file. We'll make a file here, and it won't do nothing for a while. Then what it'll do here is it will add to F1, write that into F. Because then we'll test how long we'll test how long the file is instead of testing instead of grabbing that exact number, which is less clean, but it kind of works. And we'll just do that a bunch. So we'll do this as it falls through. So then we'll end up with 1, 2, 3. I think we should 4, 5 by the time we get to here. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should get us to 5, which would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we'd have to test for 1 instead of testing for 0. Yeah. Because remember, we're going to start with an empty file. But that's okay. That's okay. I can. Yeah, that's no drama to test for 1 instead of 0. It's fine. All right, so we do that, and then it goes through, and then they all need to fall into the same spot. They all need to fall into counter, because that's where we're going to build our counter. Okay, and that's down here. So our counter is then going to let's see, because we need to reset our X register, but I don't want it to do that every single time. Okay, hang on. Well, hang on, let's write this out. So, well, do we need to? I don't think we do. Because, oh no, but what we do need to do is we do need to like prepare, because we'll be at the end of the file. So we do need a pre-counter step. So yeah. Now you're all freaked out. It's like, okay, calm your phone. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, that was less fine. Let's do this. It's funny. I do all of this and then I like completely like struggle with something like, you know, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which I've been playing a little bit of in my spare time. Not the new ones, the old ones. And like just completely like failing it, even, you know, yeah, whatever. All right, so we need a pre-counter. So what's the pre-counter going to do? Oh crap, what was the pre-counter? Well, we might as well have it reset the X register actually as well. Copy 0 to X. Let's just reset that so we're ready to write, ready to rock and roll. And then we need to go back to the beginning of the file, and that's pretty much all that needs to do. Alrighty. And then we have our counter builder. And our counter builder is going to build a counter. How am I going to do that? Let's see. How did I figure it? So I've done. This is what I hate. I've done this before. I've done this a bunch of times before, actually. This is now like a bit that I've done a lot. But I still have to think hard about it every single time, because it's just sort of like, I don't know, I'm just really bad at like memorizing what I need to write, I guess. I suppose, oh, that's all right. Copy F to T, because we don't really care about it. So we copy F to T, and then add 2x1 and write that back into X. And then we test for end of file. And if we're not at the end of the file, we're going to jump into counter. And that'll just iterate through and basically build us a counter in our X register, which we can then give to a replicated EXA. So then when that falls through, actually, well, let's make the mark, because otherwise I hate, we'll call it rep, rep power. Nah, we'll call it kill switch. because that sounds cool. Like it sounds cooler to call it a kill switch. It sounds more like cyberpunky. So this will just do that. And then we need to start this whole song and dance again, kind of. But before we do, we need the kill switch to do its thing first. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a void end, because what we'll have the replicated EXA. Once it's like gotten to its thing, it's turned off the thing. It'll say, "Okay, turn that one off," and say that, and then this one will just go dope, and then like we can then have it jump back into Hank Hill. Oh no, we need to reset our file. So well, let's just wipe it, make a new file, just like that. Let's like whatever, and then jump to Hank Hill. I think is kind of the start of our is that so. Because that way we can just delete the file, because we don't need that one anymore. Start again. And that can iterate all the way through. No, that's going to cause a problem. That is going to cause a problem. Because we still don't know. Like, I mean, that'll work for the first one. And it'll work for the second one. And the third one. Actually, it'll work for all of them, but the problem is that it's an infinite loop. There's no way for this to break. We've created it, it's an infinite loop, and that's a problem. And we don't want it to be an infinite loop because we want to leave no trace. So we need to basically make sure that once we've done all of them, that we then shut down. We could actually put that in here. We could totally put it in here. We could have this replicator like go through and read a power value. Like, I mean, if it's not in the right spot, it can just read a power value and go, is this one offline? Well, actually, no. What it can do is go to where it needs. We can have it read the power values all the way through, and then just go back to the start and then look for where it needs to be, shut the power off. Because I want, at a certain point, they're all going to equal 0. And when they all equal 0... no, that's what I can do. Because it'll just fall all the way through. We can put it in here. Because once if they all equal 0, which we actually need to, we actually need to put into here. We need to do a copy step to reset our X register. So we need to copy 0 to X. We need to reset our X register before we jump back over. But basically, if they all equal 0, none of them are greater than, so they'll all come through false, and then we can do a test in here and test if X equals 0. And if it does, we don't need to do our counter step because we can just go straight to the end. That's how we're going to break our loop. So, test if X is equal to 0. And if true, jump to, we'll create an end step. We'll create an end one. And that'll be mark end, and that'll be that. It'll just hold. Like, that can just stop. That's fine. But if it's false, if it isn't exactly equal to 0, if that isn't the highest number, the highest value, then it'll just fall through and keep doing it as normal. So that works, I think. Now we just need to build our kill switch. And this bit's pretty straightforward because it's going to be born with the counter already in its X register. So all it needs to do is link. Well, we need to get into here, and then we kind of need to do a loop. So, but that's fine. So we need to link -1 to go into here, and then we need to link 798. God, that one is particularly hard to read. Link 798. Okay, and that puts us in the first position. Now, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. And then we're going to do a search loop. So mark rep search, because this is it to look for the thing to kill. And this will, what's it going to do? What's it going to do? What's it going to do? It is going to test. Actually, you know what? No. No. We'll make it even simpler. We'll copy what's in our X register into our T register, and we'll do it that way. I mean, we could just have it born that way. Well, I mean, whatever. It's a line of code either way, and it doesn't actually matter where that line of code appears, so who cares? Okay, so it's going to subtract from T, 1, write that back into T, and then it's just going to jump back into rep search. Oh, but that's going to go all the way to 0. That's a problem. No, it's not. Because it's going to start, if it has to go all the way to the end, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to start with a value of 5. Before it literally does anything, it subtracts 1. So it starts at 4. So then it goes... Well, then, no, but then it jumps. And it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, that's a problem. That's okay, because what we can do is we can just fix that here. Subtract from X, 1, write that back into X. We can just step it down to account. We're just accounting from 0. We're just accounting for 0, I should say. Which is like, I mean, that's just the easiest way to do it. I remember I had to do that when I was messing around in Python. I built, just as a project, just to like learn Python, I built an RSS feed reader. So you would give it an RSS feed, and then it would output a list of summaries of of the articles in that RSS feed, which is all just through like reading metadata values. Like most RSS feed readers have like a little text summary piece of metadata that you can read from it. So that's what I did. I don't know if all of them do, but like the one I tested it with was the TechCrunch RSS feed, just because like I was trying to think of an RSS feed, and I'm like, I'm messing around with technology, TechCrunch, like that was the idea I had, and that one has it. So it would give you the how many articles were in the feed. It would then, it would like at first, and then it would then generate that list of articles with the headline, the comment, and then a link directly to that article. Well, not a link to the article. I think it had a link directly to the article. But then at the very end, you could then say, well, which link did you want to go to? And then you could type in the number of the article, so from 1 to whatever, and then it would just automatically open a web page with that article. But I had to account for 0 for that, because technically the first article 1, would be article 0. But to make it like workable for humans don't work that way, but computers do. So I just told, when it was outputting that value, I just said add 1 to whatever that value is. And then when I did what article do you want to read, I just told it to subtract 1 from whatever value the person put in, and it all worked out. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're accounting for 0 in that same way. So that worked. So that makes this all work. And then it's going to fall through. And when it falls through, it's going to copy 0. I'm pretty sure to turn it off. Yeah, writing a value of 0 to its power register. Cool. To power. Then we need to send a value to say we're ready for the next one. What do we want the value to be? What do we want the value to be? It can be just about anything, it doesn't matter. I'm going to send zeros. 0. No, we can't do that. Well, no, we can. We can copy 0 to M. We can. And that's because, I don't know if I should say this one. No, whatever. It was on QI. During the Cold War, I don't know when during the Cold War. I think it was like the 70s, might have been the late 60s. The American nuclear missile silos, they all have nuclear launch codes. and they brought and basically the person who held the code was the commander of that base. They had the codes. So the idea being they would get the call to say, okay, press the big red button, and they'd go, yeah, no worries, mate, and then they'd punch in the code and they'd send it. And then they changed the system to say, no, they don't have the codes, the president has the codes, or the White House, or further up the chain somebody has the codes, not the guy in the base. And the commanders in the base really didn't like that, because they didn't like the idea of having to wait for the codes to come before they could send it, because naturally the first thing that like a bad guy would hit would be the capital, which is where the codes were. So they just never bothered to, well, some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them never bothered to change the code. In fact, what they changed the code to was all zeros. So that way, if they did get the phone call to send it, all they had to do was just mash 0, and basically they could speed run the launch process. So that's what we'll do, because that's the theme of what we're doing. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna copy that code over. All right, and then it'll fall through into the end and hold. That works. All right. Let's see if this does anything or if it breaks. It's probably going to break because you never write code perfect the first time. You just never do. So this might not work, but that's fine. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I didn't expect it to... Wasn't expecting it to break right then. I thought we'd at least get a replicated EXA out before we did anything. Okay, alright, what happened? So we went over here. So we got into here, and that's no problem. We copied that. Okay, we got that. And then we made a file, and that's no worries. And then we tested, and that was cool. We tested. So that's 158. So that's 102. So, is X... Oh, X is greater than. Ew! I think I should have made that a less than. Because if the number's higher, we want to replace it. Yeah, that's where I messed up. I messed up right there. Ugh, no, I don't want that. I want a less than. Told you I'd break it. I knew we'd break. I didn't realize that. Oh my god. Now I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Okay, now let's try. Let's see if it breaks again. Nope. Okay, no, it did break. But at least ran all the way through before it broke, so that's cool. So, okay. So did this, did that. Let's see, that's 158. So this should turn true. Oh wait, no, that's just one. So number 2 should turn true. Yes, it did. So then we go and we copy that into our X register because it's higher, and then we jump back. Then we do our test again, and we should go false until we get to number 3. So number 3 should come up true. Yes, it is. And it jumps to here, copies that over, jumps back. And then it goes, okay, let's run through this whole thing again. And we should get to number 4. And then it'll do the same thing again. And then it'll do another test. If everything's false, test of X is equal to 0, which it isn't. So it skips over that. And then we add 1 to F. Oh. Oh. Ah, okay. Because there's no data in there. Right, that's what it's claiming we're trying to... Right, okay, we're trying to read something. Okay. We don't have to add. We don't have to do this as a math step. We can just do this as a straight copy step. So it's like, whatever. Copy. Again, it doesn't matter what the number is. So let's keep with the theme. Copy 0 to F, and we'll just do that a bunch. This is so jank. What do we have? But we're undersized though, and like theoretically this whole thing should work. We're just kind of like making tweaks. So like, it looks jank, but if it's undersized and it works, then what are you gonna do? All right. Okay, so let's just skip all the way over to here. So, okay, so we test if X is equal to it is not. It should be equal to that one, so it should just skip all the way through these, which it does. Okay, and then it gets to here. And if it's true, cool, it jumps into our pre-counter. So we reset our X register. Yep. And then we go back to the beginning of our file. Copy that. Add one. Test end of file. Yep. And then that's going to go through and do that. And then it'll do it one more time. So that'll give us a 5. Ooh, we might actually have to do more than subtracting 1 to account for 0. But that's fun. That's fun. Oh, that's the other thing. That's just gonna go down. It's not gonna actually link anywhere. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we didn't actually send our replicator anywhere. So let's link 800. Because see, it needs to go forward. That's 800. That's where it needs to go. And then it needs to do this step. Okay, let's get back to here. And make sure our counter works. So 4, and then it makes 5. Gets the end of the file, then it jumps to counter, and then we go back to 4. We create our kill switch, and then it sits there and waits. Sweet. So then we okay. So let's look at this one. So it's going to jump into here, copy that into its T register, subtract 1. Oh yeah, that actually might work. And then do that because now it's 3, and then it's going to go. Then it'll go 2. And then 1, and then 0. That actually, we did count for 0. Okay, sweet. So it should land in here. If it doesn't land in here, if it blows up before it gets to there, then we're in trouble. Oh no, yeah, that worked. Sweet. Yeah, it fell through. Copied 0 to power. Sends that over to say, hey, buddy, like, you're ready to go. Yep. And then runs out of instructions and blows itself up. And then this wipes the file it had. It makes a new file. And then jumps back into the loop, and that one equals 0. So that worked. Ooh, and look at that. Ooh, they're shaking. Yeah, you should be able to see that beneath my face, I think. Can you? Yes, you can. Okay, look at them shaking now. Oh, they're shaking now because there's more pressure in them because they're not being able to regulate their pressure. Ooh. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get through test 1. So, oh, no, something broke. Something broke. What broke? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so it was able to get 3 of them out. And not the last 2. Okay, so let's just do this. So we got 1. We got 2. Oh, okay. That shouldn't be a problem. But, okay. So where are we at? We're up to here. Okay. So we're testing if x is less than that. Oh, no, wait, hang on. Are we? Yeah. So what are we at? 399. So no, they're equal. So we have the highest value. Yeah. And then we start copying over files. We see which one's equal, and we should get to here. We test if that's equal, which it is, and then it should jump down to here, which it does. Resets the X register, goes back to the beginning of the file, copies. Yep, and then, all right, now it's building the counter. So the counter is being built, and we're at 3. We should have actually, yeah, 4, and then because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that might be the problem. Maybe accounting for 0 is the problem? Maybe. I'm not sure. Hang on. So we subtract 1, and that gives us 3, which would then... I think that might be the problem. Because we might not be wiping them out in the... Oh, no. Apparently we are doing it in the correct order. So, okay. So we created our kill switch. It goes over. Let's go over to here now. Jumps over. Copies its counter. And then it subtracts, so does that, moves over, does that, moves over. Where does it need to go? No, it needs to go to 3. Okay, no, I think that's the problem. No, wait a minute, no, it's not. That, moves over. It goes, yeah, that's all good. Does that. Says, you're all good to go. And then goes, boom. That's as in, right? So we make a new file, reset our X register, and jump back. So what the heck's the problem? Oh, right, because we only got down to here, and this is where we had a problem. That's right. Okay, this is where the problem was. I thought the problem was with that last one, but it's not. It's with this one. Right. So we test if X is less than this. Which it is, so it should just copy it over. So it does. Jumps back. It goes, no, that's equal now. So this should then trigger, which it doesn't. Oh yeah, no, because that's the highest. Oh, that is the highest number. Okay. So then we move through. All these are false. X is not equaling 0. So then we build our counter. Test if X is equal to. Right. Yeah. So then it should just jump straight into the pre-counter. Right. Okay. Copy 0 to. Oh no. Then that's Then it. Oh. Okay. Wait a minute. Because we need to turn the first one off. Okay. So we go back to the start of the file. That builds the counter. Test the file, which we are. So then it does that. Then it builds a kill switch. And then it waits. And then that might be the problem because, okay, so yeah, it's got nothing in there. It subtracts 1 from it. And it shouldn't because it needs to move over. If it kills no witches, why did you call it kills witch? Well, I mean, during the Salem witch trials, the experiments Mary Curie was doing with uranium might have been considered witchcraft. And is this not just the futuristic version of the same thing? Are we really not killing witches? Are we? Yeah, and then that's going to turn off the wrong one. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So it's already accounting for 0 in here. So we actually don't need this step. Which step is it? It's that one. I don't think we need that one. So let's turn it off and we'll just comment it out. We won't delete it. Let's turn it off and see what it... If it breaks on, we'll know if we need it because it'll break on this first one just straight away. Yep, there it goes. Broke on the first one. Okay. So because we're starting at 0, so maybe instead of starting, you know what? What if we copied -1? What if we did that instead? Let's see what that does. So that got us the first one, we got the third one. This is the one we had the problem with. Yep, that's the problem. That's the problematic one. Okay. So, right. So actually, maybe the problem isn't that. Maybe the problem is that we're actually doing a check too early. We're not doing the check too late. Is actually the problem. Actually, no. You know what we can do? Is before we do any of this, we can just test. Here we go. Here's what we can do. We'll just make this the mark, and we'll call it rep shutdown. And and I turn into a squeaky voiced teenager. And what we'll do is we'll test if X is equal to 0. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that test there. Here's what we're going to do. In fact, we're just going to do it right here. Because we don't even need to do this step. Otherwise, we can just skip that as well. If it is, we'll just jump straight into rep shutdown. If it does equals, because that means that's the first one. So we can just account for 0 basically that way. Whoops. It needs to be, nope, it needs to be like that. There we go. And then otherwise it can just run through a search loop. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm going to leave that step in, and I'm going to change this to 0 just because I like seeing it as a 0 on the X register. That's just an easier way, just for me. I mean, that's personal preference, really, at that point. The code comes out the same, and I just think it's easier to have it done in here so we have a true counter sort of first. Yeah. Okay. So now that we've kind of equated for 0 again, this should now work. So the first one worked. Good. Second one worked. Third one worked. Fourth one worked. Fifth one worked. But we okay. Yep, that's a Yeah. We do need to put things in the end. So we need to put in a wipe because we're still holding a file. So that's okay. That's okay. That's all we have to do there. And in fact, that shouldn't even affect this exa here because it'll just go, I got no file to wipe, and then blow itself up anyway. I think. Yes, it will. It'll just freak out, and that's fine because that's what we want. That accomplishes their goal. Yeah, that was it. Oh yeah. And what are we at? 77 out of 100? Okay, I want to see if this breaks. Just because we got through test 1 doesn't mean that we're going to get through all of them. But if we get through the first 5, that typically means you're on the money. Okay. That's test 4. So once we get through this test, we'll just fast forward it because that means we're job done. Alright, sweet as. But look at these animations. I love this. Like, they get more and more crazy. And then boom. Wait a minute. That was a white flash. Did we just make the thing go critical? And then... oh dear. I really hope Isadora wasn't in the building when this went down. Because I just realized, yeah, that's a white flash. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's an unintended side effect. All right. Let's go to the outro because then it'll be you can bet your sweet bippy that'll be on the news. All right, but let's look at our score. So our cycles were kind of on the high end, which I figured because we're doing a lot of loops. Size is pretty good. We're kind of just a little bit over the curve. That's okay. And activity is like exactly kind of bog standard. Yeah. And then this will be the people who did 2 EXAs, I guess. Oh, not really. No. If you do 2 EXAs, you can just have 1 EXA just sit and wait, I guess. So, yeah, but whatever. Cool. I like that GIF though, so I'm gonna keep that GIF. That looks really cool. Yeah. All right. So the part about the world not being real, I think maybe they were onto something. Oh crap! Not you too. Oy. Yeah, not you too. Not you too. They didn't have the right idea about how to deal with it, of course, but there's something I've been suspicious about for a while now. You're a virtual entity. Like, your perception of reality is a bit skewed. I'm going to have to do some more tests. That's ominous. Okay, wait, let's see. Been a strange week. Stranger than usual? I don't know, I just feel off somehow. Someone switch hydro back on. Ha! Switches hydroponics back on. Seriously though, I've been feeling weird and restless. It's like bad energy just reverberating around the universe. Alright, cool. Just somebody's having a bad trip, you know. Get that man a burrito, stat. Burrito and a cuddle, that's what you need. That'll solve your problem. Alright. Ooh! Body hacks! Oh, these are my favourite ones. I like these ones. Okay. It's kind of a toss-up. Which ones are my favourites? Like, this, I like the body hack ones, but I also really like the bank ones, because I feel heisty. But I don't know what takes the number one spot. I think the body hacks take the number one spot simply because the bank ones, like, kind of break my brain a bit more, I should say, than usual. All of them break my brain, but that one kind of does it a little, is a bit more rough with the brain than the other ones. So, yeah, all right. Let's do some body hacking. So what are we doing? Visual cortex. Oh, we got ball guys. Let's do the ball guys. All right. More phage problems, huh? Yep. There's a rumor that the phage originally came from a research lab. A human-machine interface experiment that found its way into the wild. I think I read that somewhere. Yes, you did. You read it in issue 1 of the manual, because that's what it says when it says debugging the phage. Can we talk about this after I fix my eye? I mean, the fact that we can read this means that one of our eyes is still good, so we can just do that and be like, oh yeah, okay. So, I think I read that somewhere. It's interesting, isn't it? I remember some of that research. Oh. It was happening right next door to us. Okay. The plot thickens there. Right. Okay, so... Yeah, I've heard that rumor too, but like, that's why we got to investigate. It's all just speculation until we go and, do some investigation. Anyway, whatever. What we got to investigate right now is my eyeball. We got to see how my blinkers are going. So, how do we do this? Read a value from... Oh, that's tricky. Read a value from each of the optic nerves present and write the correct value to the nerve that runs deeper into your visual cortex. Oh, I see. Right, okay. To determine the value that should be written, count the number of values read that are greater than negative 55. Okay. Multiply that count by 5 and then subtract 75. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me look at the IO log. Wait, to determine the value that should be written... Oh, okay, right. Oh, I see. So we add... Wait. Count the number of values read that are greater than 55. Huh. So we got to make a lot of EXAs. There's just no way around it. We got to make a lot of EXAs. Do we? No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. I was gonna have it all. I'm gonna have a bunch of EXAs just read all the values at once, and then just have them just send out the correct value for, like, if any of them come up as greater than negative 55, then they'll just send a signal saying, "Hey, got one." Because that's all we need. We don't need to know exactly which one pinged greater than negative 55. We just need to know if one of them did, and then we just count the number of values read, and then just the number of times. So if two of them do that, we add we go 2. So okay, so the actual equation itself would be 2 multiplied by 5 subtracted by 75, and that gives us a negative value. But that's okay because that's what we want to write to our visual cortex, is a negative value, just according to this IO log. Are any of them ever going to be positive? I don't think so. But I mean, I suppose even if they are, it doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. That's the equation. So, but we could just... See, now the question is, what's the most efficient way? Yeah, the maximum you could have is 9. Yeah. But like, oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, 9 by 5 is 45. Yeah, subtract 75, it's still a negative value. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, is negative 30. Yeah, so that would be the highest value we would have. And we're getting pretty close in some of these. Like, there's like a negative 45. There would probably be a negative 30, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The equation's not the difficult part. The difficult part is how to collect the data. Like, I'm just thinking about what the most efficient way to do it is. Because, Is it better to go through one by one and just move through and just like take a look at them all, churn up a value, and then head on over and deliver it? Or is it better to drop off an EXA that just does that infinitely for every single one? No, I think doing it one by one's better. It's just that, like, the activity value is going to be through the roof. It is going to be absolutely insane. But it's all a known... I suppose it's all known, though. We know exactly where we need to move every time, so it's not that bad, but it's not great. Alright, well, let's write out the way I can see it being possible. And if we come up with something better along the way, we'll change it. Okay, so link 800. That always has to happen. And then basically what happens next has to happen into a loop. And we'll call this, I don't know, what's this first one we'll call it? We'll call it, no, it's a counter. It's literally what it is, actually. It's a counter. We need to count how many times, how many nerves are going to equal minus 55. So test if nerve is... Oh, wait a minute. How do I... oh, no. We can do it this way. So, yes, no, we can do it this way. Test if nerve is equal... Oh, wait a minute. See, I don't want to do a jump step. I mean, we could do a jump step. We could make it a jump step. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can just make it. We just make a simple little counter. Actually, yeah, that kind of works out better. So test if nerve is greater than negative 55, and if true, it'll jump into I don't know, nerve count. Mark nerve count, and that will add to x1. Write that back into x. And then jump to counter. But do we want it to link first? Oh, damn. That's a problem. How do we move through the maze? I was going to have it just do this and then move through, but see, look, there's a bunch of different directions. So we want to go -3, -3. Then we want to go 1, and then 3, 3, and then 1, -3, -3, but then we want to go back. So, actually, let's start with a movement loop. Mark, we'll call this nerve move. So this will jump into nerve move. And this should also jump into nerve move. So that, like, if it's false, if it isn't greater, we just move on. We don't do this step. But even if we do this step, we want to go back to here. And this one can be... Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that is a problem. How do we move through the thing? Does it have to be a jump step? I've always done it as a jump step, but does it absolutely have to be? Let's see, where's the language reference guide? Language reference guide. Just result, that was true. Yeah, I know that, but like, can we not do? So can I instead of doing a T jump, can I just do a test? If do a if true copy of value? Would you do like a T add? That'd be super helpful. Like an if statement. Like instead of doing a jump. Because then I could have, well... You know what? So I thought. Told you we'd come up with something better. I think actually what we need to do is do it all, yeah, the unrolled way, because that's what the last puzzle was teaching you. Sometimes you need to unroll a loop. So, is there a way? I mean, yeah, probably. That's what I mean. Like, if instead of doing a jump, if I could do if true instead of doing T jump, if I could do if true add, that'd be great. But I do, because I don't want to jump out of the loop. I want to stay in the loop. Because that'd be just great. Shut up, phone. Okay. But that's okay, because the last puzzle taught us that we needed to unroll our loop, basically. Instead of saying, don't be too reliant on loops, don't be afraid to unroll them, so that's what we need to do. We need to unroll it. And that's okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to copy, because we don't need the actual value, so we can just trash it. Copy. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Test if nerve. We don't need to copy it at all. Is greater than -55. Or does it need to be -54? Because do we need to? It's 55 or higher, I guess. This might. I mean, if it breaks, I'll know where it's broken. If this bit breaks, I'll know where it is. Oh, but I don't want to do it true. Nope, I think we can't do it all in one EXA. I think what we have to do is we have to replicate a bunch of EXAs. Just like what we did with the power grid. We have to do the power grid again. Oh, right, and then we just do test MRD. Yeah. That'll work. Okay, hang on. Yeah, okay. Alright, well then this will be a move step. So, it's gonna go in here, and then it's going to... Well, we have to now do a rep step. So mark, rep, read. This will be a read step. Alright. And then it will rep read. And then link -3, -3, and then we need to do that. So do need that? Do that twice, and then we need to change that from that to a 1. Oop, look, not the 21. Like 1. And that brings us over to here, and then we need to change that to a 3 and do that twice. And then we change it back to a 1. And then we go back to -3 and we do that twice. Oh, well, we could have put it there, it wouldn't have mattered, but whatever. Do it there, and that's us moved all the way through, I think. Let's see. I don't care if they blow themselves up right now, I just want to see it move. So that's moving through. Okay, cool. Yeah, moved all the way through. Sweet. Oh, wait a minute. But did it not create? Maybe we need to... Oh, no. But we need to change the order. Oh, that would suck. No. It needs to happen in that order. Need link 3. Do that. And then I guess... Oh, right. Then it just needs to do it again. Wait a minute. Does it? Hold on. Let's go all the way to here. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just copy that. Do that. That fixes that problem. Okay. So that whole bit is unrolled, and then all the replicated things have to do. All they literally have to do is test if nerve is greater than 55. Why am I making this a loop? There's actually no... We could set up all of the replicated things to just infinitely do this. Once we've... This is just a setup. We could just do all setup. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do that, and then we're going to go over to here, and we're going to have them all send it back to Mama. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, okay. So we do that, okay. And then we need to do a send for this. So we need to mark and call it rep send. And then it'll go and it will... Oh, but they need to wait for the first time. Okay, no, that's okay. Void. Oh no, but they're all going to send data. See, this is where things are going to get messy. Things are going to get messy. Maybe, well, okay, because we only need them to do this. We only need to do this once, I reckon. So hang on, let's just get ourselves set up and then we'll figure out how we make it loopy later. Okay, so I want to go back. We're here and we want to go to here. So that's going to be a link 3. Link 3, and we're going to do that twice. So link 3, and then I want to link -1. And then I want to link 3. That puts us in here. Great. Okay. So now that's where we want to be. So mark, and we'll call this vCortex. And then we'll need it to do some stuff, but we need to do some stuff before that for the first time. All right. So I reckon what we do is No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not going to do that because that's way too confusing. We're just going to have them wait. We're going to have them wait. That's what they'll do. They'll just sit there and they will wait. And if it's true, that'll jump into rep send. But what we'll have it do is send like positive and negative values. It'll always send a value, but the value will either be 1 or, well, it'll either be, we can make it like, we'll either have it send a negative 9999 or 9999. So we can do that, just make it binary. Otherwise, so if it's false, it'll copy, and we'll have each nerve do it one at a time, is how we'll do it. And because they're all going to permanently stay there, oh, but how do we get them to wait? How do we get them to wait? $155, Modi 2 is a solution. Modi 2. Oh, that's using the Modi step, which I've actually never used. Where is it? Where is it in the file? Where is it in the bloody... Where the heck is it in the instruction book? I've seen it. Oh, there it is. Modulo. Yeah, that's why I don't know what modulo is. So x plus 55 by 9999 mod 2. Oh, modular division. Oh boy, that's a completely foreign concept to me, dude. I don't know what modular division is. It gives you the remainder of division. Oh! Okay. 5 divided by 2. Oh yeah, that would have, yeah, okay. So 25 by 2 gives you 1. Oh yeah, right, because 5 divided by 2 is 2 with 1 remainder, right. And so if you do that, it just gives you 1. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's how many remainders there are. I love it. I'm getting a maths lesson live on the internet. I love technology. Okay. So divide 9 by 2 gives you 4. And mod 9 by 2 gives you 1. Yes, okay. Because 9 divided by 2, yeah, is 4 with 1 remainder. So mod just gives you the remainder. Yeah, okay, I understand that now. I see what you mean. So instead of doing this, we just do a yeah, okay. We make it do a Yeah. Of course. No. This is just for integers, and that's what we're doing. We're working with. Yeah. I got that at the start. Yeah. You don't need to do any of this modi stuff if you're just if you've got floats, but because we've got integers, we have to. I see what you mean. Yeah. So instead of doing this, we just have it send over like a 1 or a 0. I now I have to go back up through the chat and see what your original. Yeah, I have to see what the original what you did. Yeah, here. Okay, right. I see. Okay, right. Okay. So 5. Add that to X. Yeah. Okay. Get the value. Yeah, with 55 added to it. Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, add nerve. So, add to the value of nerve 55, write that into X. If it's greater than negative 55, you get a positive value. Yes, you would. Yeah, because you get 0 or negative value. And the X. Okay, hang on. Yep. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Well, I'm not gonna get rid of that step. Actually, I'm gonna comment that out because I want to see this. I want to see what that does for the first one. So that's gonna do that. That's gonna give us the value of 18 from 37. Okay, cool. Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay. So multiply X by 9999. Oh, right, and write that into X. And so it either zeroes out or we get... Yeah, it'll zero out one way or the other. Right. I see. And then... yeah, and then we do the modi step. Okay. Right, so we go modi of, so it'll be X by 2, write that back into X, and then I just want to do nothing for a step, so we'll see that work. So okay, so we do that, gives us 18, which should give us a positive integer, because that'll be one that we'd want to send. And then we do that, and that gives us a 1, which we then would send. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. And then you just copy that value over. Oh, I see. And then you would just copy X to M. Yep. Yep. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I understand this. Yes. Okay. Yep. All right. So we're gonna bring that back because we don't want that to happen right now. Oh, because you still have a -1. -1 is still there, and that sucks. No, that's fine. Because what we do is we can actually do a test for that. Yeah, we can do a test for that. So test because of it. Okay, but if it's -1, then we don't want to send a value. We don't want it to send a value. I guess like if anything below 0, we're not going to send. We only want to send if it's a nerve that's over -55. We're going to send 1. That's what I was going to do. Was do the test for greater than 55 from the start. That's basically what I was going to do. I just figured this would be cleaner because basically we're kind of accounting for it all in one go. It's not. No. It's not. It's not useless. I learned something. I learned how to use the modi value. Like, that was a piece of code I literally never understood until right now. So don't feel bad, Citrus. No, it's not useless. It's useful, just not in this puzzle. But I guarantee you that math will come in handy in a later puzzle. There'll be a thing where it'll be like, we'll need to do like modi, and that's when I'll know how to use it. I got another tool to put on the shelf, so that's helpful. So no, thank you, Cetrus. That's really good. But yeah, it's just super. It's just not quite gonna get us done here. So yeah, we're just gonna. Well, you're right. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so we'll just get rid of that then. We will test if... We'll just go back to our original plan. Test if nerve is greater than -55. If true, it'll jump into send or rep send. Rep. Well, what are we going to call it? Rep 1. Otherwise, it will fall through. Copy 0 to M. We'll have it always send something. We need to send something. Always. Copy 0 to M. Otherwise, it'll jump to rep 1, and rep 1 will just be copy 1 to M. And then it will jump back into rep read. But we want to wait before we start again. So how long do we want to wait? Because we don't want it to be like ready to go because otherwise it might just like jump the queue and say, actually, I want to talk to you again when we're still trying to go through everybody else. So maybe we just have it do a noop step like 8 times. So we do that, send that value, and then at rep 8. And we'll have to write this step out twice, but like whatever. And then we'll do that at end. And we'll have it happen there, and we have to have it happen here. And then it can go back and wait. Yeah, because then that's there. Because it's a known, we don't have to, we know how many. Oh no, that's only going to be 8 cycles, isn't it? So we actually need to multiply that value by 3. Well, no, we need to multiply it by the number of times it's going to run through this, basically. So 1, 2, let's say 3, 4. Let's do it by the maximum, which is 5. So I'll grab the handy dandy calculator and close that and open that. I'm going to go 8 times 5 is 40. Whoo, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Nope, I'm not going to repeat this 40 times because that's going to blow our code out of the water. Okay, we need to come up with a better way of like waiting. That's not going to work completely. Having 8, it's like I'm prepared for that. Well, you know what? Let's see what 8 does. I'm going to see what 8 does. But we still need to we haven't even given, this is all going to be completely useless if it never receives any information. So once we've deployed them all and we're back at the visual cortex, then we need to basically make another loop. So we need to copy, we need to send something over the network. Let's make a word with numbers. Copy leet, because that's a word in numbers and we're seeing things, so I don't know, why not? Copy that to M, and then something will pick it up and it will send us something back. and it'll either send us a 0 or a 1. So we're going to add M to... Do we need to copy it over first? Or can we just do this? Or will that just always equate to 0? I can't remember. Add to X, the value of M, right back to X. That's how we actually have to do it. But I don't know if that's actually going to work. Because the problem is that I don't know if it's going to do that instantly or if it's going to wait until it gets data. Because if it waits until it gets data, that's great. But if it doesn't, then we need to like copy M into like our T register and then add that, whatever. But that also means we need to reset our T register every time. And I kind of... Well, no, actually, no, we don't. No, we don't. Because we do actually need to do a test, and that'll automatically wipe out our T register. But it'll wipe it to 1 or 0. Well, if it wipes it to 1, then we have a problem. We'll figure that out. We'll see what it does, and then we'll modify accordingly. So we add that, and then we test if X is equal to 9. No, not if X is equal to 9. Ooh dear. Yeah, test if... Yeah, nerve is greater than -55. Copy T to... Oh my god! Yo! That is exactly it. Yes, that's brilliant. We don't need a true or false. We just need a 1 or a 0. Holy damn. Yes. Without any jumps. Yes, that's exactly it, because all we need is a 1 or a 0. Oh my god. Yeah, screw all of that code. We don't need that. And in fact, well, we might need that. But we're gonna then copy, instead of copying 0 to M, we're gonna copy T to M. Yes. And in fact, we need to get rid of that. Step 2. Yes. Oh my god. Now I have to redo that level. Yeah, right. Yes. Thank you, Cetris. Oh my god. That is great. That's so great. You know why I love it? Because it's graceful. Whenever I see code that's just graceful, that's like, that's my ASMR person. I watch ASMR videos and they make me feel extremely uncomfortable. But like graceful code, I think gives me the head tingles. Oh, that's good. That's good code. Oh, that's some quality code. Okay. But we still need to do a test here. Which is a problem because we need a counter. Although, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, no, because we need to copy in the total value. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so, no, we don't need a counter. We just need to repeat that step 9 times. Don't need a counter. Don't need a counter at all. This is where we just do this 9 times. At rep 9 times. Because there's going to be 9, we're going to get 9 signals, and we're either going to get a 0 or 1, but we're always going to either get a 0 or a 1. So we just do that 9 times. And then copy the X value into nerve. And then jump back into, just start that whole song and dance again. Jump into VCT, Visual Cortex. Because remember, this is only going to run once. That works. So we send, we receive, send, receive, send, receive, send, receive, send, receive. We do that 9 times. Do that, yep. And this is going to do that. And then it's going to wait a whole bunch, but how much it needs to wait is TBD. It might need to be 8, it might need to be 40. And if it's, no, it doesn't need to be 40. No, the number's now lower because there's less steps. Right, 1, 2, 3. And it's 3 times 9. And 3 times 9, I'm going to grab my calculator on my computer instead. 3 times 9 is 27. That's way more manageable. Let's leave it at 8, because we can keep it down. But 27, adding 27 to this is like totally fine, because that brings us to, well, it brings us over the file size, but I don't care. That would work. So that I'm happy with that. All right. Okay. So let's move over. Let's get our guys all set up. And our little dudes are all set up. And then we're going to come back to here. And now we're going to get signals sent to us. Oh. Oh. That's bad. That's bad. They're sending signals to each other. That's really bad. Okay. I thought no. Okay, so we can't do that. We can't deploy them this way. But I'm going to keep this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep this. We're going to create a copy of it. Because I want to keep that, because I like that. I like that for reference. Here's we're going to do solution 2. We'll call it new solution 2, not new solution 1 copy. Call it 2. Okay. Basically, we're going to put this into this, is what we're going to do. So we'll do that. We'll do the rep read. Basically, this has to be in the loop. I thought it only has to happen once, but it doesn't. We have to which means we have to set up a reset. We have to go all the way back to here. Once we've gone here, we have to then go all the way back and start this whole song and do this whole song and dance again. Which is fine, because then we don't need this. We can just get rid of that because we just don't need it. So that saves us some code there. That's saving us a bunch of code. We don't need this to happen 9 times so that's going to save us a buttload of code. So, nope, there. So look at that, brought us way down. So now that we're saving buttloads of code, we can do it this way. So we're gonna create a guy, and then we're going to copy. Well, you know what? So we need to do kind of all of this. Well, no, instead of jumping into there though, we need to do. No, we don't need to do that step. We want to do this step only. So we want to copy that. So we want that, and then kind of just want to do that all the way through, don't we? And then we're going to do this bit, and then we'll jump, and then we have to do a move back. So okay, so hang on. So if we just go do that and just copy that, so we create it. We create a dude. We do the thing, we move on. We create a dude, we do the thing, we move on. So it's after that step. After the rep read, we do this. Which is blowing up our code again. But that's okay. I knew it would, but we needed but we've got the headroom for it. Okay, so we do that, and then we go all the way over to the visual cortex, and then we get rid of that step. And we get rid of that step. And we just copy our X value. From 56 to 38, activity unchanged. Yeah, saved you a lot of code. Heck yeah, dude. Oh, and some cycles. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, and of course, activity unchanged. Yeah, because you still need to run around. That's cool. All right, so copy A to nerve. So, and then that's all that's good. And then, oh wait, that's right. Yeah, no, we got that sorted in there. And then we copy that over, and then instead of jumping back into here, we then need to go all the way back. So that'll be a link -3. So now we need to move back to the beginning, and that'll be 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do this step 3 times. Then we link -1, and then we have to link 3. And I think we just do that twice. Because we go 1, 2. Yep. Then jump into nerve move. Yeah. Dope. So this is an infinite loop, which is what we want. And what it's going to do is it's going to do this. It'll do a test and it'll say, "Are you no bueno?" What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't need a separate exa for it. I can just do this all in the one exa and just save more code. I can do this all in one exa. Yeah, I can. And that'll bring my... Well, actually, you know what? Let's see if this works. And if it does, I'm gonna make it better because I'm pretty confident I can make this better. So let's make this run first and see if no. Oh no. It's not because we're not doing the math. We forgot to do the maths. I was so concentrated on getting the number of values that I totally forgot to do the maths. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We just have to add some more code here. Okay, so with that, we need to then multiply x by 5, write that back into x. Then we need to subtract x by 75, write that back into x. Then we need to copy x into nerf. Because that's the important step. Alright, okay. Now let's try. Now we're getting the correct value. Oh, no. Nope, we didn't get a correct value. Oh dear, we need to reset our X register as well. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then we need to reset our X register, and then we do it. Okay. Yes, now we're getting correct values. Garbage collection is important in code. I keep forgetting to do that. We need to do garbage collection, like, a lot. But that's good. Okay. But damn, is that activity high. What was your activity at? Oh, unchanged. Okay. Yeah. So that works. Alright, but I can make this more efficient. I can absolutely make this more efficient, because we don't need a separate EXA to talk to. That's just completely irrelevant now. If we're going to just move through it, we may as well just do it all ourselves. Like, this is irrelevant. Is it though? No, it is. It is. Well, would it bring our size up? Because we'd basically have to copy this code. Well, no, we'd have to copy that code a bunch. But I suppose it just replaces that line. So we're getting a net gain of 1 line. Actually. Well, this works. That works. But we're gonna create a copy. So create a copy. And we'll open it up, and then we'll modify this one. So we'll keep that one because we know that one will win if we just left it as is, even though it's a bit janky. So we'll make this one the one we improve upon. So basically, here's what I'm saying: we get rid of that step and replace it with these two. So we copy that code. So we do this. And we get rid of our rep step too. Actually, no, we're replacing 2 lines of code for 2 lines of code, netting us 2 lines of code actually in total. Yeah. And it'll net us some cycles. So we're going to do this. And then copy T to... Alright, sorry. And then copy T. Test if it is. And then add... Oh, right, no, we don't need the copy step. We add to X the value of T. That's what we do. Yeah. Actually, this is going to save us a buttload of code. So we do that, and then we do that. We just do that a whole bunch. Oh, right, we gotta get rid of that code. That's right, so, yeah. Yep. And then, so we gotta get rid of that. And then... Okay, this is just a bit of a pain in the butt to copy and paste over, but we are actually saving 3 lines of code. So, like, it's a big net gain. I mean, our activity meter is still going to be super high, but, like, whatever. There we go. And then we do not need this at all. We still need this, because we need to go back and then, like, do it all again. Oh, whoops. We forgot to get rid of the REPLs. Oh, we forgot to get rid of them in a lot of places. Whoopsie daisy. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, you know what? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these all... I'm just gonna like, because I know it doesn't matter, but like it just makes it easier for me to read if I just do it this way. Just have each one on its own line, so I can see where we are. Yeah, that works. Okay, all right. So we don't need to call this Mark Visual Cortex. We could actually also save a line there because we're not jumping to here. Because it reads it, so we just get rid of that too. Look at that, brings us down to 45. Okay, now let's see if that works. We've built it all into one loop now. And we're getting the correct values. That's sweet. That is sweet as. Oh, look at that. Our activity's high, but yeah. But our cycles are pretty good. Our cycles are... What is this? What is this going to come in at? It's going to be over. It's going to crack 1,000, but... Let's see. 1,100... 12... Okay, it's about 1,200. So I think we were at... Yeah. So it's 630. Where are you saving lines, then? No, it doesn't matter. That works. Your path isn't... Yeah. Well... Is it not the shortest path? Can we just jump straight across? Because if I could go, sort of like down here and then just kind of go like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that'd be great. Can we? Wait, can we? Oh my god, we could. I thought that there was only one way through. I thought it was like an S. But no, it's not. It's a grid. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. We could totally improve this. Yeah, no, that would save me the lines. Yeah. No, it's just it's really hard to see because the nerve value... I'm just going to pause this. The nerve value is covering over the link. So I didn't... Yeah, no, but it's a grid. It's a grid, not a... Like, I thought it was a snake like that. But it's not. It's a grid. So we could make this way more efficient. Way more efficient. So we're always going to start up here. So what's the most efficient way to scan through this? Probably if we go like there... And then to there... No. To there? No. Yeah, I'm not sure what these... You're referring to these? I'm not sure what they are. I think they're there if you wanted to, like, basically do, like, have a whole army of replicated EXAs just, like, pour out from there. So you could have an EXA, like, come out, and then they can replicate over, replicate, and then, like, send numbers and stuff, I think is probably what they're doing, without, like, you don't want it based in here, because this is plugged in, you know what I mean? Like, we're assuming that we're not permanently plugged into ourselves, so we need this to run just like, yeah. Yeah, they kind of look like random cells. I think that's part of it. I think they're part of it, partially decoration, partially just there to show, like, that they're kind of useless. Well, that's part of the story of the world, is that like the phage creates useless bits of junk. So maybe those are just some useless bits of junk. But some of it happens to be like connected to things that we can use, but a lot of it isn't, I think, is what they're showing there. That's kind of like flavor. They're just there to fill out the background. But they could be used for things. We could use them for things if we wanted to, but we're not going to. Let's figure out the most efficient way through this. So if I go there, if I go like that, no, because then I still have to jump back there. So if I go to here, down, here. Trying to figure out a way to create a path that means we're only ever landing in one once, but I don't think there is. Or there might be. Hang on. If I go here to here, to here, to here. I think we only have to have a jump through this one once. So we can just do that. And that'll save us a bunch down here. That'll save us some code down here. And then we just do that. And then we just do that. Yeah. That's kind of I think that's kind of the best way to do it. Okay. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do that. And then... Yeah, no, we still want to do that, and we still want to do that, and we still want to do that, because we want to go here. Instead of going 3, we're going to go 1 again. And that brings us over to here. And then we do want to go up and then we want to go make that a -1. And that brings us from there to there, and then we want to go up, so not a -3, we just want a regular 3 to here, and then we don't want to do that, we don't want to do a 1. That brings us to here, which means to come back across, we do a -1, that brings us to here, and then we link to 3, we get rid of those 2 lines of code. We do our maths, reset our register, we come back, we're here, and then we just need to link -1. Oop, too much code. Get rid of those. That brings us down to 37. Let's run that. And that works. And we're at 37 lines of code. Nice. So you're at 38 lines of code, I'm at 37. So, yeah. Alright. I didn't want to make it a competition, but like when you said how many lines it was, I was like, I want to get down to those lines. And even then, there's probably a more efficient way of doing this, actually. I guarantee you there's a more efficient way of doing this. If I could be bothered, I would sit down and like really like nail this out. But wait a minute. Oh my god. No. Wait a minute. No, because I'm still going through there once. So I'm still having to like basically backtrack. Wait, because if I go that way, and that way, and that way, and do it like a snake that way. Oh, you're at 37 as well. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, how many cycles am I at? Oh, about 1100-ish. And what's our activity going to be? Coming in, turn 8, 9, okay. Yeah, I think we're going to be probably well over 300, I think. Yeah, we're way over 301. Alright. So, but I think if I did that, and then down, then over and around like that, that's kind of more efficient, because it's just a big spiral to here, and then we go straight up. I'm going to do that. Because why not? Let's, you know, now that we've got it so thoroughly cracked, let's go for efficiency. So we're going to do, so instead of a -3, instead of going down, we're going to go across. We're going to go over, and then we're going to go over. So boom, boom, and then we want to go, down, and that'll be -3. So we want to go down 1, and then we want to go down another 1. And then we want to go back across, so that'll be a -1. So we want to go to here, and we want to go to here. So we want to do that step twice, yep. Then we want to go up, which is a 3 to here. And then we want to go over, which is a 1. Yes. And then, instead of a link 1, we're going to turn that into a link 3. Oh, okay. That's actually not as... No, it's the same number of steps. But it looks cooler. I guess. Yeah, I mean, it looks cooler. It spirals around now, I guess. That's kind of cool. Actually, wait a minute. What if I do the spiral that way? No, because we always end up in the center. Unless we go... No, because then we have to backtrack there. We go like that and that. Yeah, but then we'd have to do... If we did that... Yeah, no, that's no good. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. It looks pretty. I like the spiral effect. It's equally as efficient. It makes no difference. So yeah, it just looks pretty now. And why not? Why not make it? If you can make it beautiful, why not? I want to see it go through 5 tests though, because I don't trust it. Well, this one's actually much more straightforward. So because like. We're not losing or gaining hosts, and we're not changing the goalposts between tests too much. It's just maths, and maths never changes basically. So It doesn't matter. I should just fast forward through this. We're at test 5. We're at test 5 anyway. We'll let it run. We'll let it run through. We'll let it run through. See what we get. Basically, that's our eyeball fixed. But that also tells us that we've got like the classic Borg big eye, you know, like what Hugh had, right? Star Trek. Or not even like Hugh. Like basically any like every single Borg, like that isn't a named character Borg, with the exception of Hugh, has the big eyeball thing. So, well, let's see what our score is. See what the score is. So there's my score. Yeah, I got rid of the replication step. So basically, I just have the one EXA handle everything. So we were at 1,047 cycles, 37 lines of code, and 359. So no, yours is faster because you've got less activity and less cycles with the same number of code, with the same amount of code. They both come to the. I mean, you can see me, like I'm a bit ahead on cycles, so you're probably here where I'm just a bit ahead, and you're probably here where I'm like basically with every. Who are these people? These are the people I want to know about. Who's doing this? Who's doing this with next to no activity? I want to know who they are. Oh my god! Like, who's doing it in like one activity? I want to meet them. My goodness, holy moly! It's probably not like closer to 0. It's probably more like 10 or 12 or what have you. Hang on, if you've got hang on. There's a minimum number you can't go below because you've got 9 squares that you need to travel to put down your things. So that's 9, and then you've got to go up into your central cortex. So that's 10 at a minimum. I think that's about as low as Yeah, 10 is the minimum. Yeah. How are they doing? But if they're doing it in 10, there is absolutely no way they're doing it at like 37 lines of code. There's just no way. That's got to be the trade-off. The trade-off has to be that they have to make a communication algorithm. That's what I mean. And that's lines. That's extra. That's increasing the size. So there is no way that people who have got the activity here have got the size also low. Like they're up here. They've got to be here for sure. But it being said, though, if you look at the graphs, theoretically, the people who are doing this should be... Well, no, they won't be in the middle. If this is a curve, that's really high. A lot of people are doing it that way. Anyway, I want that GIF. Because that's why I did it as a spiral. So it looks pretty. It looks pretty as a GIF. Oh, but it only gives you... Oh, okay. Whatever. All right. Let's see what Ember has to say about that. Hopefully, this is the last time you'll have to hack yourself like this. Oh, I kind of like those puzzles. I hope so. Let's be positive. Maybe you'll come upon a solution to that. Yeah, maybe you're going to be like, hey, let's upload your whole brain to the Matrix. Like, come and live digitally forever with me, Ember. Let's be digital lovers. Or something. Hologram, what was it? Hologram lovers. That's an actual song. I think that's... Who's that by? Megan... I think it's Megan McDuffie. Was it? Hologram lover? Or was it Nina? No, I think it's Megan McDuffie. Yeah. Maybe we'll come up with a solution to that. Some way to keep from having to physically go in and fix yourself every so often. Yeah, we just get rid of them. We just cut out the meat. Just cut the fat. I wonder what that would entail. Yeah, that's what they're setting us up for. They're setting us up for like the singularity. Something to think about. Yeah. Okay. Oh, have we got any more? Yeah, we do. Nivis D has connected to Exapunks. Hello, yo. Waves to yep. We say wave. So I'm new to this. Been trying to teach myself. Well, you're in the right place. I'll probably lurk for a bit. Makes sense. We're all friendly here, more or less, except X10. Hey, screw you. Perfect. Oh, Nivis, that's our neighbour. Right, okay, well, okay, well, now she's got her name listed. That's probably bad for her privacy, but hey, she's getting involved. She's taking charge of her own destiny. She's going to go up against the cult, try and bring them down. Good for her. That's great. Ooh, we got gassed. Speak with your old friend about the present and the future. Are we going to get another magazine, or are we going to get something else? Wonder what we're going to get this time. Let's watch this cutscene.
Hey.
Hey.
You hanging in there?
Yeah, man, I'm hanging in here just fine. We're all standing around talking with deep voices.
I just wanted to check up on you.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Me and my deep voice.
There's no new issue of the zine yet.
Oh, that's a shame. I love those magazines. They're grouse. Oh, they're such great reading. Love to read them on the dunny, mate.
It's gonna be a while before I get it together.
Oh, that's a shame. If you need any help, just give us a bell. Gus pauses for a moment and takes a deep breath. Good, me too, because that was really starting to... That was getting uncomfortable. Alright. Back to deep voice mode.
To be honest, I'm not sure if it'll happen.
Is it a money issue or is it a content issue?
It's getting harder for me to concentrate and...
Oh, he's got the phage.
Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, bro, I feel you. I know. I'm having the exact same problems, but you're just in the early stages. Welcome to your journey towards becoming a computer.
I just hope I was able to educate some people, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I might have to give my neighbour my copies of the magazine.
Give them some power, some agency.
Yeah, absolutely. You wrote the manual. The manual was extremely helpful.
Otherwise, we're all at the mercy of these big systems. You know my speech on this, but I can't help it, man.
Hey man, you let it all out. You let it all go. You cry on Big Papa Moss's shoulder.
They're gonna run right over our humanity. It's happening faster than we can handle, and soon...
Yeah, that's happening in more ways than one, my dude.
Soon, it's all gonna be one big machine.
Singularity, called it. That's what they're setting up. That's foreshadowing. That is foreshadowing. Yes, that is some classic Shakespearean gimmicks right there. It's the singularity. I'm positive.
I've depressed myself again.
Wait, you weren't depressed before? That's okay. I never would have known.
Listen, I'm glad to know you.
I'm glad to know you too, Gast. You're a great bloke. You're a mad lad. Top bloke. Oh.
We had some good times back in the day.
Sure did, my dude.
Alright, I'm gonna go before I get too sentimental.
Alright, cuz. Keep it easy.
See you around somewhere.
Yeah, man.
I'm out.
I can hear Gast walking down the hall, slowly. Oh, he's very sad. Will this be the last time I see him? Yeah, I think we're entering, like, the end game now. We are in the end game now. Psh. There was an edge to his voice. Was there? Was there? It sounded like it was all edge all the time, but okay. And then we got, got more chats. So I tried to go to last stop and it was all closed down. Anyone know what's up with that? Yeah, I'm mad about it. They were caught refining nuclear material. What? You didn't hear? Wow. It was kind of a big story. Okay, well that tells us two things. One, justice swooped in and arrested all the perpetrators. That's good. And number two, we didn't turn the last stop into an atomic crater. And that's really nice. I feel like I kind of buried the lead there a bit, didn't I? Yeah. Number one, didn't make an atomic crater. Didn't start World War III. That's nice. And number two, justice prevailed. And the bad guys got caught and arrested and went through the justice system. That's wonderful. Great. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this one and then we'll... retrieve credit card numbers from a supercomputer company. So, oh, cool. There's an article about this. I was wondering when this would pop up. We'll take a look at this one. Probably won't do anything with it because we're going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. But, let's have a look and see what it does. Let's get to our cutscene with Ember. The data phones were cute, but I still need more computing power. I figured that was going to be the case. You're Ultron. You need more. You need more chips. You need more cores. You need all the RAMs and all the PCIe slots, and holy dooly, the cooling involved in an AI is insane. I don't know if you air cool. Well, you can water cool a server. I saw Linus Tech Tips do that. I don't know how practical that is in a data center environment. We need to get some significant hardware upgrades. Yeah, let's go shopping. I assume you have some kind of plan. Yeah, my dude. What's your plan? I want to hear the plan. Of course. Yeah, let's go full A-team on this. All right, you're... Oh no, I only know BA Baracus. Who's the guy with the cigar? Yeah, no, you can do a mineral oil, but I don't think that you can do a mineral oil PC, but I don't think they do mineral oil servers. Like, I don't think like in an actual data center they would have mineral. I think it's all air cooling. Of course, you have a plan as they put a digital cigar in their mouth. I love it when a plan comes together. We're going to buy a supercomputer. Oh, we're just going to buy a supercomputer. Yeah, sure. Let's just buy one. Let's just pop on down to Micro Center, because this is set in America, and just buy it and just be like, g'day, mate, how you going? Show me your supercomputer aisle. Actually, you can actually do that, though. I saw a video, a lecture of a kid who was like 13, and they bought a supercomputer, but it was secondhand from a university. That's how they did it. Oh, yeah. So the oil... Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, the thermal transfer properties of the oil isn't great. Like, it takes a while to dissipate the heat from the oil, but it dissipates it from the heated components really quickly, which means you can run your PC really fast. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying there, Cetrus. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but the problem is that maintenance is an absolute pain in the bum. Like, if anything breaks, you then have to completely drain the mineral oil, fix the thing, and then put all the oil back into it. And also it means you can't use those components in anything else. Like, you have to use those components in another mineral oil PC, otherwise you just have to scrap them. Like, you can't like reuse those parts in other builds. Like you could with, say, a standard water-cooled component. Like a standard water-cooled component, like let's say a GPU, you pull the heat sink off, you slap a water block on. If you then want to put that into an air-cooled build, you just pull the water block off and put the air cooler back on. As long as you've still got the air cooler. As long as you keep all the bits, you can do that. But you can't do that with mineral oil. You can't put a mineral oil thing into an air-cooled PC. Well, yeah, and there's that too. I mean, then there's the human component. Like, do you really want to be ankle deep or waist deep in mineral oil? I don't know how you would do it in a data center. They'd probably just stick them all in one giant pool, which means, yeah, you'd have to get in there, and that would not be pleasant. With credit, yeah, of course we're going to buy. Yeah, how else are we going to pay for a supercomputer? With credit cards, naturally, we're going to use a credit card. Yeah, duh. Oh, how silly of me. Specifically, credit cards that we used to buy supercomputers before. How many people are buying supercomputers with credit cards? Probably a lot of people. I don't actually know how purchases work at like a corporate level. So like, yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, maybe you do pay on a corporate credit card that has like an unlimited transaction limit. No, you wouldn't do it on you'd do it. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of insane. But yes, okay. But let's dive right into the insanity. Let's buy a supercomputer with a credit card. It'll be less suspicious. Yeah. Well, if you buy one supercomputer, naturally you're going to buy 1,000. You bought one, you bought them all. Someone who buys one supercomputer maybe buys two, right? Yeah. Seems plausible to me. Yeah, I know. Unlimited limit. I know. That's absolutely a, oh, no. Damn it. The word's on the tip of my tongue. Get off the tip of my tongue and get into my brain hole so I can, give out the word. It is... Nah, I lost it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have the word. I know the word. I know the word. I currently don't have access to the word. But I can tell you I know it. Alright, so this would be... So what would we do? Create a file in your host containing the contiguous 16-value sequence from a garbage file. that is a valid credit card number. There will be exactly one such sequence. Oh, I see. Okay, so we have to go to here. Right. See how to validate credit card. Oh, I see. Right. Oh, I see. Okay. Ah, right. So we'd have to link over to here, read, find a valid credit card number, send the data back. Job done. Oh, that is going to be a pain in the bum. That is not going to be pleasant to do. Hang on, where is it? Is it in issue 1 or is it in issue 2? Oh, it's in issue 2. Oh my god, okay. Just went all the way through issue 1. Hang on, how to validate credit card numbers. Where was it? To see how to validate credit cards. Right, okay. So there it is, right. Oh yeah, and there's a whole thing we got to do. Of course there's a whole thing we got to do. Okay, well, we're not doing this today. We're just looking at the thing. Yeah, and then there would be what we would do. Right, okay. Well, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to... This is our one to grow on. We're gonna do that next time, which actually won't be for a few days. So, want to feel proud? I mean, I feel pretty proud right now. I think we accomplished some things. We got through 2 puzzles in some pretty cool and creative ways. So I feel pretty good. Yeah, but all right. Yeah, but shoot. What am I going to feel proud about, Citrus? Well, okay. While you're typing that out, I'll do my quick wrap up here. So, thank you very much for tuning in today. I'll be back on in my time on Thursday at 2 p.m. AEST. So you translate that into your own time zones accordingly. And if you like and if you like this, down below. Oh, this is where you're up to. Okay, far out. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, Cetrus, you've got 2 days to get ahead of me, because I'm not going to be streaming for the next 2 days, which means that I'm not going to be playing Exapunks for the next 2 days, because I don't play Exapunks unless I'm streaming it. Well, that's not true. I did it once to test a thing, but that's it. So you've got 2 days to play that level if you want to. You don't have to. That's it's a completely optional thing. But if you want to muck around in it and see if you can crack it before I come back to it, there you go. There's something for you to do. Assuming that you haven't got work and stuff, you should absolutely do that instead of a challenge by a large hairy man on the internet. You can't say, but the hairy man said, no, don't do that. Do everything else you got to do, and then if you got nothing else to do, try and do this. What was I saying? Right, but if you want to watch more of this, check it out. There's a YouTube link down below. That's where all the streams are archived under the Gimmickpunk playlist for this one, and then there's another one called Retropunks where I played SimCity 2000. And tomorrow, a brand new episode of Pint Party, which is the podcast that I do, which is what the channel's named after and everything. There's a brand new episode of that coming out. That's linked down below as well. There's a Spotify link down below, but we're also on Apple Podcasts and any other podcasting app that you prefer to listen to. So by all means, hit subscribe there, because that really helps us out a lot. And there'll be a brand new, fresh, mint episode coming out tomorrow. And check us out on Instagram at pint.party. That's where we post a lot of memes and stuff, as well as letting people know when we're online and doing stuff like that. We're also on Twitter at Pint Party. If you want to, if you prefer, if Twitter's more your thing than Instagram, and that will also say if we're going live and stuff there. And and of course you can always follow us here on Twitch as well, because you'll get notified whenever we go live as well. If you want to enable notifications, you totally can. I actually don't ever tell people to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because honestly, before there was just no value to it. It was just a backup archive of our podcast. There's another place where we could archive the podcast on top of our podcast reader and, our other storage solutions. It was just an easy offsite storage. But now that we're actually using it by uploading these stream archives and gameplay videos, I suppose you could subscribe to that too. There'll be videos coming out every day, every weekday. is kind of how I'm trying to schedule it. So like I'm not uploading videos on the weekends. I'm only uploading during the week. Or at least they're going out during the week. I'll probably be uploading because we can schedule. So like, yeah. But anyway, point is, there should be a new video out every day from Monday to Friday. But whether they're gameplay videos or podcasts depends on the day. Every Tuesday will be a podcast, and then Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be gameplay. But I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So, in that case, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.